Hey, what's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Friday night and the moon is bright. Gonna have some fun, show you how it's done. Jake the asshole. That's right. Jake's World. Jake's World. Party time. Excellent. That's right, y'all. It's Jake's World. It's Friday night. Are you ready to party? Jake's World. Oh, hopefully at least one of you got the reference there, or two references. However many references I made, I hope at least one of you gets it. Okay, so who's here tonight? Rose Bellman, one of my beautiful mods here in chat. Hello, everyone. She says, hello, Rose. All right. You got Dukes says, let's go. I'm ready. Grady 8 says, I'm ready. The reason they're saying that was because I asked if y'all is ready. So they're responding that they are ready. All right. Who else is here? We got Seth C in the house. Fusion Density. All right. Good times. Good times. Are you guys ready to party tonight? The tea. All right. Good. All right. Looks like my watch page finally popped on. I was wondering where it was. All right. So, how is everybody doing tonight? Everybody doing good? All right. So, got a few topics tonight. I have the recent Bang Bang Pow Pow that happened in St. Louis. And I also have Kanye. We don't usually talk about Kanye on my channel because he's a puppet being used by the elites. So basically, all conversations begin and end with that. He's a puppet being used by the elites. But I'm hoping we have some new people here tonight who maybe could use an education on the world stage. So I figured we would uh, go after some low hanging fruit. Everyone's talking about Kanye. So I figured we would go ahead and give them a little extra attention since that's what they want. And I'll break down exactly why I think they're having him act the way he's acting and say the things he's saying. And I'm pretty sure you guys already kind of know that. If you've been watching me for a while, you probably can tell me what I'm going to say about Kanye coming up. But I thought we would start with the Bang Bang Pow Pow. And remember, this is a comedy routine. So this is all for fun and entertainment. All right. Whatever you choose to conclude from this is up to you. I have to kind of dance around these topics in a very fun way so that everyone knows it's all for comedy and for jokes and that I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings. Right. So any truth you take away from this, that's all on you. Because like I said, when you start talking about bang bang pow pows happening at schools and children and stuff, some people can get frazzled. But my audience is different. So, oh look, Marie's here. Haven't seen Marie in a while. She says, "Yay! Hi, Marie. How's it going?" All right. JT says, "Howdy, Jake." Pew pew. That's right. So we have to use a little bit of code lingo in order to keep things like on the a friendlier side, if you know what I mean, because we're going to cover some seriously controversial topics. And if I make any direct statements that goes against some certain standards set by some computer here, then I can have the entire stream whacked while I'm talking. So I have to kind of dance around these terms. You guys know the drill. Drill, pun intended. All right, so that's where we'll start with the drill. I mean the bang bang pow pow. You guys ready? All right, everyone doing good. All right, grab your popcorn. We're gonna start this show. All right, first let's start with the mainstream media's version of the story. We'll start there, and then we'll work our way from there.
Learning more about what may have motivated the gunman who opened fire at his former school in St. Louis. Today, police shared this picture of an AR-15 style rifle Orlando Harris allegedly used yesterday at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School. They say he brought more than 600 rounds of ammunition and a note.
He wrote, quote, "I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a social life. I've been an isolated loner my entire life. This was the perfect storm for a mass shooter."
Student Alexandria Bell and teacher Jean Kushka were killed. 7 other students were wounded before police shot Harris to death.
Family. I've never had a girlfriend. I don't, he wrote, quote, "I don't have any friends. I don't have any family. I've never had a girlfriend. I've never had a social life. I've been an isolated loner my entire life. This was the perfect storm for a mass shooter."
Oh, mainstream media, everyone. Mainstream media. Ha 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 ha. Hey, guess what, guys? This, crazy person who got a hold of this AR, isn't it always an AR? He just so happened to write a little note. He did. And you know what the note said? "I'm a loner. I don't have a girlfriend. Nobody likes me. I'm the perfect guy to do this." Of course. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you write a little note like that? Don't they all write a note? Isn't that like part of the investigation? Is like, oh, look, where's the note? Oh, there's got to be a note. Nobody does this without explaining exactly why in paper and pen format. Of course. So it was a perfect storm. And you know what the reason is? He didn't have any friends or a girlfriend. He was just a loner. So that, of course, loneliness equals going to a school and doing bad things. Okay. Shit, I'm pretty lonely here in this office. Uh-oh, that's step 1. I'm feeling a little lonely here in this office. Sometimes I feel like, depressed because I don't have a girlfriend right now. Oh shit, there's 2 things. Oh wait, I still have some friends. Okay, I have some friends. Whew. I'm safe. Safe. I 2 out of the 3 almost made a perfect storm, but I'm good. I have some friends for now. All right. So I got a donation for 420, and it says, "Stay high, my friend. I don't know what you're talking about, bro." There you go. Some comedy. It's a comedy show. It's a comedy show. It's a comedy show. Don't take anything I say seriously unless you want to. Then go ahead and do. All right. Pretty sure that's going to get me some laughing emojis and some LOLs. It's my patented style of humor. You guys get it. Oh, Lee, anti-NWOs in the house. Shit, it must be late over there in jolly old England. So he lives over in England or the UK or Britain, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And I know it's much later over there, so he's definitely up late to watch some assholiness. All right. Don't feel sorry that you've been away. The good thing is you're here now to enjoy the show, buddy. And we just started. We've only been on for 10 minutes. All right. So far, did I miss any other super chats? I think that was the only one that I had. Okay. Because I missed a couple last week. So last week, I feel bad. I got to rambling, missed a few super chats. Want to make sure I stay on top of them. If I miss one tonight, just remind me over and over till I see it and go back and read it. Okay. So we saw the mainstream media version of the events. Now, what I like to do is then go over to a channel called The News is Fake 4. The News is Fake 4 will usually do his own edited version. He doesn't add any sort of commentary. He just edits the news clip in a sort of way that makes it a lot more believable for for those of us out there who don't believe it. So credit to News is Fake 4. This isn't the first time I've given him credit. So this is a video called Just Another Drill. Whoop. Hold on, let me turn off my my mic.
This morning, another community traumatized and heartbroken by a school shooting that killed a teacher and sophomore. A local news chopper capturing the terrifying scene as hundreds of students and staff scrambled to safety.
We're going to report that the shots being fired from room 309.
The chaos unfolding just as the school day was getting underway at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School in St. Louis, Missouri. Central Visual and Performing Arts High School in St. Louis, Missouri.
Mercedes, you're near the school. Can you tell us what you're hearing?
Hey, Cindy and Rennie, just really a heartbreaking story we just heard about 15 minutes ago from a freshman. He told me they actually thought this was one of those, active shooter drills,
We just thought it was a regular intruder drill.
Man, we had back-to-back drills before, so
we all thought it was a drill at first.
This is the somber scene at the Tower Grove Park Vigil. A packed group of students, parents, and others listening to speaker after speaker talk of too many guns on the streets and the need to stop the violence. Among those here, Mayor Tashara Jones.
This school did everything right. They had school resource officers, they have metal detectors, they had all of the doors were locked. This school did everything they could. Even they had a mock drill last week.
active shooter drills.
Rennie, I'm here with Congresswoman Cori Bush here in St. Louis. Congresswoman Bush, what do you know about what happened today?
We know that there was an active shooter situation here at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School, a school that that many of us have frequented.
Even they had a mock drill last week.
Mercedes, you spoke to this young man, and one of the things he said was going into active shooter training and to move the lockers and things like that. Did you get the impression that they've actually been trained for an incident like this, been told what to do, where to go, how to react?
It seemed like they had from my point of view. And when actually he had told me they thought it was an active shooter training, I forgot about this from my last interview when I spoke to the other freshman earlier. She had said her classroom also thought it was an active shooter training. So it seems like they have done this many times and they knew what to do. So it seems as though they have done these a lot, since I talked to two different freshmen in two different classrooms, believes that is what was going on from our vantage point. It seems like they have been trained on this. But
This school did everything they could. Even they had a mock drill last week.
a school that, you know, that many of us have frequented, you know, Central Visual and Performing Arts High School, a school that, you know, that
Oh, they just can't help themselves, can they? They just can't help themselves, y'all. Oh, okay, TV. Okay, TV, if that's what you want me to believe. I mean, guys, like I said, if you're in my audience, I would expect you to already know what I'm gonna say and have already said 100 times, right? Like, do I even need to explain how nobody's really upset? Nobody's crying. That lady's clearly smiling right there. Like, and they could have redid it and had her act more sad, but they're like, nope, that's the perfect one. Let's roll with that one. they do this on purpose. They always give you the duper's delight almost 9 times out of 10. It's like very rare that they make it any more realistic than what we just saw. So this is par for the course. I feel like I have repeated myself in this scenario so many times, you know. John says, AR has nothing for me. I'll take Winchester carbon repeater over this. Nobody's excited about this gun. But you have to notice how that's always the gun, just about always. I shouldn't say like every single time, because there's somebody who will say, not that one time. But basically, this is the gun you can see them targeting. And they'll use that to make some sort of broad spectrum law for any gun that's like it or even looks close to it. You know what I mean? So it won't just be them going after the AR. It's them going after all guns in the long run. But what they want to do is shape popular opinion. And so it's going to take them maybe a few decades to really hammer home the importance of gun safety and making sure that crazy people can't get a hold of guns, because that's their whole thing that they're pushing here is we did everything we could. Every precaution you could ever imagine was taken. I saw another one that said they took away that guy's gun, but he somehow got it back and they don't know how. And so the parents are saying they've committed him. They took away his gun. They knew that he had a problem, but no matter what they did, all the precautions that the school took and the parents took, nothing was enough, man. Get it? Do you get it? No precaution is enough. We have to do something serious to fix this problem. You can't just be cautious and ready and prepared. No, that still's not enough. See? See? You guys following? A new position says Jake isn't a gun boy, but let's go. Oh, I'm not like a gun nut that has a shitload in my arsenal and knows like every type of round or whatever. It's like for the same reason I don't know shit about like working on cars, but I own a car. You get what I'm saying? So there's certain things like I'm not a gun nut, but I definitely like the fact that here in the United States, people get to own them. I've never once said I'm against gun ownership in any form whatsoever. Never. But at the same time, I can't tell you like I have this huge collection and then, talk about each one, all the specifics and all that stuff. So, no. But I'm all for everyone having their own firearms. So I'm definitely not an anti-firearm person by any means. But it's looking like if they want to go ahead and get rid of firearms, the thems, if they want to get rid of them, what they really like to do is just shape popular opinion about them and then get you or people around you to just go ahead and willingly get rid of them, stop buying them, and then vote legislation in to limit who can own them and how much of ammo you can own, yada yada. So the limitations, the restrictions, they'll start piling up. And this is just how they do it. It always comes down to shaping popular opinion. So when we get to Kanye, same deal. Another puppet on the stage who's used to shape popular opinion. And I'll explain exactly what I think they're doing. So I figured we would start here. Get This Work says hit that like button. Yes, indeed. That sounds like a good plan. Show me that you like it. Show the tube that you like it. Let's see. Lee says, we get prison for an air rifle here in the UK. That's what I'm talking about. There's some people in some places that like you definitely can't even think about owning a firearm without also thinking that you could do some serious time. So the laws here in the United States right now, still make this place a better place to live if you want to at least have a fighter's chance one day. Whereas in other places, man, your fighter's chance has basically already been stripped away from you. All right, well, here's one of my mods. She says, I'm the kind of gun nut that owns one and is a crack shot. I never miss. Yeah, see, I grew up shooting BB guns and pellet guns, wrist rocket slingshots, you know. So I was always into like being accurate and trying to hit whatever I was shooting at. So when I was 8, 9 years old with a Daisy BB gun air rifle, I was trying, and we were shooting at bottles or cans. I was always trying to hit them, of course. So I got pretty good aim just for any sort of rifle. Like even if you don't, it doesn't have a scope, as long as the sights are somewhat straight, I can look down one and fire fairly straight. So I grew up, like I said, messing around with guns, and I was just more of like a kid, like playing with a toy, so shooting bottles and cans and stuff. My dad didn't really take us out hunting, but he would set us up some bottles and cans to shoot. So I didn't grow up like anti-gun by any means, but I didn't. No one in my family was like a gun nut and had tons of them. So I was never exposed to like, somebody who goes shooting all the time. All right. So let me go ahead and get rid of this smiling hacker on the stage. She's a hack and an actress. She's a hacktress. Let me get rid of this hacktress on the screen. Not you, Faith. This one. All right. So what do you guys think, man? They do these, every month. So basically, me showing a bunch of hackers and hackstresses who can't cry and who can't help themselves but to smile. It's been the same thing for over a decade, man. So it's just par for the course, and the sheep will just buy it up, just eat it up. So I don't know, man. I don't understand, what more I can do than just keep pointing at it and saying it's bullshit. It's a hoax. My thing is like, can somebody prove any of these things actually happen as far as like footage of somebody being pow-powed, right? Oh, they can't show that. Of course you're not going to get to see that, Jake. Don't even ask. All right, then I'm just going to assume that it's a hoe and an axe. A hoax, if you know what I mean. See, I keep beautiful mods here so I can keep guys chatting it up with the mods in chat. It's one of the things I like to do here. Brass Nix says, Faith, you're beautiful. All right. Yes, just like the Vegas pow pow bang bang, right? I go back and I watch the footage. I never saw anyone actually take a round, as in like, never saw that. I heard noises that sounded like audio recording of shots being fired, and I saw people running or kind of jogging, walking quickly, but I never saw anyone actually like take a round, go down, flop around, or anything like that. Holy mega cow. Got a very generous donation from one of my beautiful mods here. Says, hi, Jake. Here's to your creative endeavors. Oh, thank you very much, Jonna. That is so generous. I appreciate that. And hopefully my creative endeavors will help create laughter, enjoyment, awareness, and knowledge for you guys of equal proportions. I know, right? Yeah. John is a very, very nice, generous person, and it's been nothing but sweet and encouraging over here, and doesn't attach any sort of like negativity or anything weird to the messages. It's all just absolutely lovely, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. I really do. All right. So I'll leave that up there since I appreciate that so much for a minute. And we'll go ahead and start to move on towards Kanye, because basically the bang bang pow pows, it's redundant. Like I can like that last. The only thing that's different about this one is they finally used a black kid. I think this is like the first time I can remember that they used a black kid. So they switched it up a little bit and used a black kid. Still no black ladies that have went crazy and decided to go on a bang bang pow pow. Have you noticed that? I've pointed that out before. There's still yet to be a black woman go crazy, go on a bang bang pow pow rampage at a white church. Guess what? Black women don't do things like that. Only men do stuff like that. Mostly white guys, but apparently some black guys too. But women don't do stuff like that, you idiot. Jake, don't you know? That's why you don't have a girlfriend, because you don't know nothing. So now, like, the people who run this show are probably watching me, and they're like, okay, we do have to have a black lady do something. We're not going to have it do what Jake said, but we do need to have a black lady do something so that we can cover our tracks here. Actually, let's make it a white woman. Yeah, a loner, Trump-supporting white woman. Yeah, that's better. Screw what Jake said. So now they're going to have to like kind of do what I said and have a woman do one, but not a black woman at a white church. Can't do that. That doesn't go with the narrative. That doesn't fit the narrative. See, that's a random event. If everyone is capable of being alone, having no friends, having no girlfriend and or boyfriend, that of course is a perfect storm to become a bang bang pow pow person, as we heard earlier. So if that's what it takes to create a perfect storm, this can happen to a female just as much as a male. Are we to believe only males experience loneliness? I guess so. Fellow Mon says, Jake, if you weren't a flatty, I would take you more serious because you're right about many gun grab psyops going on. Oh, so you're dissing the flat thing? Listen here. The world is not what you were told. Do you think that they lie to you about everything, but they tell you the truth about the globe? So here's the thing. I don't go with the regular AE map, circle map, sun go in a circle bullshit. There's a reason why I say this place is not a spinning ball, and I've brought people on to help me more than prove it is not. All you need to do is look at celestial navigation, and they say that they use a mean sun, an imaginary sun, for celestial navigation. Do you know why? It's because when you look at the sun, and I look at the sun from different places in the world, those angles don't triangulate back to one sun. So being that observations are completely inconsistent on the globe model and flat models right now, they use a mean sun and or imaginary sun. Do you understand how that kind of makes the globe model wrong the same way the flat models right now being presented with the circle sun also wrong? What we're being given from everyone is fucking wrong, man. Now, I'm one of the only ones that tells you that and tells you I don't know what this place is and I can't figure it out. I try, but I'm just a dude and I can't figure it out. I'm the only one, and I've brought on other people who've helped me, like Q and Fee, destroy the globe and the other flat maps and everything that you thought you knew. And then I tell you, we don't know what this place is. The sun does something magical that doesn't make sense on any of the models. So if you followed me long enough, you would know that the sun path doesn't make sense on any model, and I can't fix it, and I don't know what to do about that. I'm just a dude who looks at the data and then looks at what's happening. I asked my subs to do a little experiment for me. I've seen what others have shown, and it's coming back that we all see our own sun, and none of these angles triangulate back to one singular sun, which it defies all logic. It defies everything that we were ever told. Same with the moon. Moon as well. Exact same problem. So for instance, on David Weiss's Shill Flat Earth app, he'll have the moon going around in a circle and the sun going around in a circle over a circle map. But then when you go look at the data, the moon and the sun aren't in those places. And then when you actually do your own experiments, even like the easiest ones, like pointing like a compass and just seeing in what general direction the sun is rising and setting throughout the year in different places, having other people do the same. Wow, you're going to find out that none of this shit makes sense on any model. If you really look at the data that is fairly real, it's local around you. It's like you have this local bubble where the data is real. And it doesn't make sense when you try and match it up with everyone else's bubbles of data over their head. If that makes any sense. So you should take everything I talk about seriously, even though it's a big comedy routine. But you should seriously have another look into this world not being what they told you it was. They're not going to hand you a perfect model. It's not going to happen. There's too much that can be hidden. Marie says, Jake woke me up. He is pure truth. That's right. And I grow and I change over time. I learn new things, apply new logic, whereas the other channels still pushing that exact same circle map, exact same circle path. Right? Just saying, oh, it's biblical. It's the Bible. Map, sun, Bible. See? Right? Same trap. All right. Moving on. Let's move on to Kanye, because this guy's getting a ton of attention. And I don't like to give a puppet, a celebrity sellout puppet, much attention, because I'm like giving them what they want. But at the same time, I want to make sure anybody new following me because of the football stuff, if you happen to watch this, I kind of want to explain how the world stage works and how puppets work for anybody new to the channel, because there's a lot of new people showing up because of the football videos. I'm not going to lie. I have picked up like thousands of new subs because of the football stuff. So when we don't talk about football, I want to educate some people when I can, even though most of you guys watching me, you guys already might know this stuff. So it's kind of just more bullshit on the world stage. But let me go ahead and show you, like, if you look up Kanye comments, just that. Let's see. Kanye West claims he lost $2 billion in one day amid backlash. See right here, Kanye West mural in Chicago covered after anti-Semitic comments. Kanye, Trump, and the return of overt American anti-Semitism. Kanye, Trump, and the return of overt American anti-Semitism. Do you see what's happening here? You see what they're using this let me blow this up on screen a little more. My bad. So this is what I'm looking at. Just typed in Kanye comments. So you can see that they're really pushing this story hard. And so I would hope that you guys watching me would already kind of know what I'm going to say about this character. So I kind of want to give you guys a chance. Tell me about what you think of this Kanye character. Tell me what you pretty much know what I'm already going to say. Let me see if any of you guys nail on the head what I'm pretty much about to go on and tell you. There's a start. New Eye says he controlled opposition. Very much so. He's an actor / musician, which is the same thing, in the controlled entertainment industry. There's nobody who makes it that far up the ladder without being controlled, all right? And he's attached back to every mainstream pop star ever, basically, right now. Anyone who's popular, he's somehow connected back to him as a friend or an enemy or a frenemy or something. And so when you look at all the different celebrities he's connected to, he's the perfect guy to be controlled opposition in this scenario. And I'll get more into that. Alan Fakes his actor. Kiki Green says shill. Hey, you says the whole so-called truth movement is run by controlled op. Yeah, what they're doing here definitely is attaching this lightning rod for negativity, this lightning rod for creating division. There's a good one. They're basically promoting him on every single network right now to create as much division on this topic as they can, and at the same time train the public to respond in a certain way if they hear anyone say anything they think is anti-Semitic. So if you or I have anything that's remotely anti-Semitic to say, the public is being conditioned right now as to how to respond to us. Or anyone who chooses to maybe say something that might be construed as anti-Semitic. Faith says they literally just made it so that the script was flipped for Kanye. First, they used him to push LGBT and violence and a bunch of other stuff. Now they're going to use them the other way. So these sellouts are bodies for hire. They're voices and bodies for hire. Their actions and their statements are not their own. They're being instructed, given lines to say. And right now, being hated is worth more attention and worth more money than being loved. That's right. Being hated will generate more clicks, more people talking about you, more attention than somebody just doing their job and being good at their job. Like the best guitar player in the world right now isn't being talked about, but Kanye is. The best singer in the world isn't being talked about right now, but Kanye is, right? So how is he garnering all this attention? Is he so smart that he's doing this? Not a chance. Not a chance is he smart and doing this on his own. So these people, like I said, they're bodies for hire, and he has sold his soul. I think he's probably made music about selling his soul, or at least told you guys that he has sold his soul. Many of them have. Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, a lot of these guys have basically mentioned in their songs in some form or another, in poetic rap style, that they have sold their soul. And when you've sold your soul to the devil, to this evil industry, basically, it's one and the same. You have to work until you die, basically, until they kill your character off. That contract doesn't end until your character is killed off, fictionally or for real. And so he's doing his job, being given his lines and just saying his lines, which involve a hint of truth and also aligns itself with a conservative way of thinking, while at the same time, he's still parroting the bullshit mainstream narrative of what happened in the past with the Halo hoax, if you know what I mean. So I just want to show you guys, if I go just type in Kanye comments into Google, look what you're getting. There's confusion over Yee's Donda Academy, overt U.S. anti-Semitism. I lost $2 billion in one day. Kanye responds to losing $2 billion. See how they're pushing that? $2 billion? So what they're saying is, if you make anti-Semitic comments, you will lose a lot of money. See? If you have anything bad to say about some people who wear smaller hats than me, then you might lose all your money and more. Like Kanye just lost $2 billion. Let me tell you what. Here's the way real money works. He doesn't have that much, and he didn't lose that much. It's a make-believe number. He didn't have that. He didn't lose that. It's just a word on a screen, 2 billion. Sure, dude. But Jake, all of his endorsement deals, dude, once you're famous and in that club and you're on the world stage, money is pretend. Your bank account doesn't matter. That's like saying Trump or Biden has a bank account with like X amount of dollars in it that they can spend. No, money is make-believe in these people's life. They're allowed to live rich and famous because they're being used by the elites for their services, and their services are influencing the public. Eric says Alex lost 950 billion. It's all pretend. It's all just made up numbers. So Alex Jones is also controlled opposition. And in the same regard, he fake lost a bunch of fake money because he hurt some actor's fake feelings, right? And he's controlled opposition. They're to be vilified in the public's eyes, the same way Kanye is being vilified. So both of these characters are very similar. Kanye, puppet on the world stage. Alex Jones, puppet on the world stage. Both of them controlled opposition. Both of them can tell a little bit of truth, right? To actually gain some sort of following. And so what little bit of truth Kanye is dishing out, you might find some like hardcore Trump loving Republicans being like, this guy's smart. This guy knows what he's talking about. So what they're doing is they're getting 90% of the world to hate this character, while maybe 10% is like agreeing with some of what he's saying, right? And they're conditioning the public to have this hatred of anyone that they think is engaging in hate speech. So they're training the public to hate anyone who engages in any sort of hate speech, right? So right now you have a bunch of other sellout celebrities saying, man, Kanye was my boy, but now we ain't friends no more because of what he said and shit like that.
I used to like Kanye, but I'm no longer supporting him because of what he said.
See? So now you have every single celebrity giving their opinion on this guy. Every celebrity's giving their opinion on this dude. Check this out. No shortage. That was just Google. Now let me show you YouTube. If you just type in Kanye comments, here's what you get. Right? Kanye West boycott grows over anti-Semitic comments. Kanye canceled. Adidas cuts ties with Kanye. Kanye West fans burning their Yeezys. Ex-Kanye fan burns $15,000 worth of Yeezys. Kanye West walks out, claims backlash proves his anti-Semitic theories. Adidas cut ties. Adidas. Q-Tip shows support to Jewish people after Kanye comments. Oh, okay. I'm glad Q-Tip's out there supporting Jewish people after those comments. Right? Look at this. Just nonstop. Look. Nonstop. Nonstop, man. Nonstop. All these are within the last 3 days. Look. Look, man. Come on. Come on. They want everybody divided and talking about this one. JT says, unbelievable. So look at all the attention, right? And so every rapper is talking about like that they don't want to roll with him no more. They don't agree with him. And so everybody pushing the same narrative. In fact, let me pull up one of like the ones I saw. I would never intentionally make you guys watch a TMZ clip, but I saw one today. Where the fuck was it? And it was hilarious. Oh yeah, it's really short, but it's exactly telling. All right.
And I want to talk about the Jewish comment it's actually proving the exact point that I made.
That's Kanye West spouting a classic anti-Semitism deflection that any criticism of their bigotry is proof that their argument is correct. It's a tactic that was employed by Hitler himself, so you could say Kanye's kind of doing a remix here.
Right? So there's the narrative, right? Is he's such a bad guy. They got to vilify this guy, make him into the biggest villain in the world right now. And the reason is anti-Semitic comments, right? And so, God, what the hell was I going to say? I was totally lost my damn train of thought. Oh, yeah. They got to link him to the most hated man ever. That's where I was going. So they link him to the man with the mustache, the most hated man ever to the American culture, at least. So Americans are trained to have hatred for the man with the mustache, right? And so now they're comparing man with the mustache and Kanye together, see? And so we have movies here in America, plenty of movies, which make the Nazis and the man with the mustache out to be the worst people who ever existed. Literally the most evil people who ever existed. And so we have plenty of TV shows and movies that have backed up that propaganda. And so they have TMZ here telling millions of people who watch, the sheeple who watch, that this guy's employing the same tactics as the man with the mustache. See there? See there? And so here's another point I wanted to make. Long before Kanye came along, there were people saying that the Jays run Hollywood. The people with the hats smaller than mine run Hollywood, the entertainment business. That has been said many times long before Kanye came along. So now what they're doing is training the public to where if you or I am to say that the Jays are in charge of Hollywood or the Jays run the entertainment industry, they're training the public to basically crucify you, right? The public is being trained right now to criticize you, and they're going to use Kanye as their example in their head to where if you were to say something anywhere remotely close to what he said, they're going to view you as Kanye. See how that works? Since everyone knows who he is, everyone in the world, basically in America, has to know who this guy is. They can shape popular opinion about certain subjects by having him be the villain in this scenario. And anyone who says anything remotely close to him will also be the villain. People will be like, oh, you think that Jays run Hollywood? You're crazy like Kanye. Oh my God, I'm never listening to you. I'm not being friends with you anymore. You seriously think that the Jays run the entertainment business? Oh my God, you must be crazy like Kanye. Ta-da! Aurora says, Jake indeed. Yeah. So never during any of his remarks did he ever go into detail about the Halo hoax and why it was a hoax. He never goes into any concrete detail. So he's offering up these little teeny nuggets of truth, like when he goes after a Planned Parenthood. What he's doing is he's going to get regular conservative sheeple to agree with him on certain issues, like he goes after Planned Parenthood and say that they killed way more people than those bad guys, right? The Nazis. So Planned Parenthood, he claims, killed more people, right? So what he's doing here is he's creating the division between the sides that are pro-abortion versus the sides that are pro or anti-abortion, right? So he's definitely getting in between there, getting in between these topics, being the lightning rod for hatred. So he's basically has this little nugget of truth where he'll go after Planned Parenthood, and you can agree with him and be like, well, yeah, Planned Parenthood, has its evil side, is part of the agenda to keep the population lower, right? You might think that. Well, now if you were to vocalize that, they can put you in the crazy category with Kanye. See, so if you go vocalizing your opinion that you don't agree with Planned Parenthood, now you're agreeing with Kanye. See there? You guys follow? So he's a puppet on strings, being told what to do and say. He's not doing any of these things on his own. And he's doing and saying these things on behalf of his evil puppeteers who are controlling the strings. He's signed a contract with those people so that he gets to be, quote unquote, rich and famous. And if they ask him to be the most famous villain, it's no different than a bad guy in the WWE being told to come out and insult the crowd. So imagine if you want to be a bad guy in pro wrestling, you have to walk out and be like, so we're in Cleveland tonight. Well, I never saw such a bunch of stupid fans in all my life. And then they start booing. You'll be like, it smells so much in Cleveland, and your baseball team sucks, right? So it's no different than a wrestler coming out and getting this cheap heat from the crowd by insulting where they live, insulting their sports team. So they're just using Kanye to be their most evil bad guy at the moment, right? And stir up this issue. And at the same time, there's a lot of other things that overlap. Like I said, they're training the public to have a certain opinion of people who say things like this. Training the public to create a backlash against you or anyone who might say anything remotely close to being construed as this. Adrian Chitwin says, buy a drink on me, Jake. Most people block me, but you haven't yet. No, I guess I haven't yet. And if you're donating, even though you're donating 666, which is a little questionable, I'll let it slide. But it is questionable. But thank you. All right, let me finish up this terrible clip here because it gets even worse. It gets worse.
At one of North's basketball games, and he comes outside. He holds a news conference, and he says that Jewish people are in control of the media, control of Hollywood.
So many actors been bullied behind the scenes. So you even got people like Ari Emanuel asking people to not do business with me. That's how this town has been running for so long. They'll mute you. They'll try to mute you at all costs. They're afraid of us not being afraid anymore.
Also not afraid are the trolls who crawled out of their hidey holes to echo Kanye's sentiments over the weekend.
There are people in LA who hang these banners over the 405s.
No, there aren't. No real people are doing that. Those right there are hired guns. No chance in hell is that legitimate. No person is doing that. No how, no way, unless they're paid. No how, no way, even if someone agrees with him, is gonna go do that. I promise you. From the bottom of my heart, I don't think for a second that not one of them people up there is legit. That looks like it's created specifically for propaganda purposes, and if it did happen, they were hired to do it. Now you might agree with those statements, but I promise you they're using it to make this whole thing out to be as evil as possible to the sheeple, and they can do it with a fictitious photo or video clip. Doesn't have to be legit. Remember, the news doesn't have to be legit. It's an entertainment program. They have commercials. They sell ads. It's part of programming. Your brain doesn't have to be real. That's why it's not. Nasara says it's a military operation. Military, government, one and the same. The people who are truly in control of this world are in control of entertainment, the government, and military. All those people are in their pockets collectively. Andrew Jordan says, Jake, oh my God, I remember I told you look up Goyim TV. Yeah, see, this might be a way for them to vilify the whole thing, man. Like I said, they're training people right now and conditioning them to have a certain response and to connect you or anyone who says anything like this to Kanye, Alex Jones, right? To somebody controversial and hated. So yeah, I just don't believe that for a second. And then that salute with the hand salute. No way. And that's the thing. I'm a comedian. This is a comedy routine. I'm allowed to comedically not believe that that really happened. I can't say for sure it did or not. I just comedically don't believe it. All right, got to finish.
Saying Kanye West is right about the Jews.
Giving Nazi salutes.
Meanwhile, Kanye's refusal to retract his hateful statements have caused his new business attorney, Camille Vasquez, to drop it and celebrities to condemn him, including Chloe, Kendall, Chris, and even Kim, who posted,
Hate speech is never okay or excusable. I stand together with the Jewish community and call on the terrible violence and hateful rhetoric towards them to come to an immediate end.
You hear that, guys? Kim and her stupid ass sisters and their stupid plastic ass fake family. They don't approve of his comments at all. And we all know that these ladies right here are shining examples of people with morals and good judgment, right? Like this lady here who got famous because of the size of her ass and her sex tape. She's got all the morals and the wherewithal to let the whole world know that these comments are just not to be accepted. And you know, I appreciate her letting us know how she feels so that I know how to think, because I wasn't sure how to think until I heard that all the Kardashians are against them. Well, then clearly that has to be my opinion as well, because I want to keep up and be like them. And sadly, millions of women do. Millions of women are like, well, if that's how they feel, then that's how I'm going to feel. And I don't care if you think that voice was racist. That's just how stupid people sound to me. Tony Diesel says, that's a man, baby. Yeah. Either way, who is she to tell us like who we should and shouldn't listen to, right? Like TMZ brings up, well, the Kardashians definitely don't like what he had to say. Here's what they had to say. So you see this big dog and pony show being shoved down our throats, and you wonder, like, what are they doing right now that they're distracting us from? It's like, what are they doing behind our backs right now that they're totally distracting us from? You got a hoax, bang bang pow pow, and then you got this guy, this clown, right, talking his mess. And then you have all the sports going on. You got football going on. You still got baseball going on. You got basketball. And I think hockey started. It's like so much going on right now to distract it that there's no way that something behind the scenes could be going on, right? There's no chance that the evil ones could be pulling off something crazy behind the scenes right now. Nope. No way they wouldn't do that. Or would they?
Who posted,
Hate speech is never okay or excusable. I stand together with the Jewish community and call on the terrible violence and hateful rhetoric towards them to come to an immediate end.
Who here has heard some celebrity at some point in their life say something negative about white people? Have you ever heard like a black comedian make fun of a corny white guy and use a corny white guy voice? I have. But that's totally cool. It's totally cool to make fun of the white man. You're never going to get Kim to say she stands with the white community because this black guy did a corny voice making fun of a white guy in the crowd. No. But this statement right here, of course, you stand with that community. Of course you stand with them. I'll bet you if I went to the fake Dave Chappelle's fake comedy show and he was to roast me and do a corny white guy voice, everyone would point and laugh. Nobody would be like, hey, that's totally racist that you're doing a corny white guy voice. So you're allowed, if you're black and supposedly funny, to basically like make fun of the corny white man, right? But you better not have anything hateful to say if you're a white man about anyone or anything. It's kind of how it works. And I never see, like I said, any of these celebrities say they're going to stand with the white community. So you see what's being pushed very heavily. You see who these people are really working for, right? That community. Yeah. She's telling you which community she works for, who she's really down with the most.
who dismisses hate speech as just Kanye being Kanye, might want to think again.
There are dangerous people who are actually absorbing what he's saying, and they feel emboldened.
It justifies and mainstreams their point of view.
Is this going to turn into something real serious?
Only if we let it. Dismisses hate speech as just Kanye being Kanye, might want to think again.
There are dangerous people who are actually absorbing what he's saying, and they feel emboldened.
It justifies and mainstreams their point of view.
There are people seeing and hearing what he's saying, and they're absorbing it, and it's justifying their position to agree and say it as well. See there? See what they just basically did? It's very slick the way they do it. Play it again.
Want to think again.
There are dangerous people who are actually absorbing what he's saying, and they feel emboldened.
There are dangerous people absorbing what he's saying, and they feel emboldened. And now he's got like all these people like there to agree with him, right? So this black man's gonna from TMZ is gonna lay this statement down, and then he's got all these people like, yeah, I know, right? Ugh. Such a set up propaganda scenario here.
Justifies and mainstreams their point of view.
Is this going to turn into something real serious?
No, bitch, it ain't serious. It's a big joke. None of us take you serious. Is this gonna turn into something serious? dangerous people are absorbing his words and they're emboldened by it. And that's going to turn into the big theory of not if we let it. Wow. Oh, so much horse shit. God. I'm sorry that I have to like expose this to you, but I wouldn't be doing my job of breaking it down if I didn't show you the absurdity that we're living in. So they use these characters, they promote these characters, they vilify these characters, create a supervillain. And now the supervillain is a lightning rod for your attention and your hatred. And you'll aim that hatred at any real person who thinks anything like that. Like, well, maybe you happen to think somewhat like that on some level and agree with something he has to say. So maybe someone around you is already comparing you to Kanye in their head. You might have a friend right now who's like, oh, I hate that flat earther conspiracy theorist guy that I know. He's just like Kanye. You might have a family member right now being like, oh, my nephew who's into flat earth stuff's crazy, just like Kanye. You might have a family member right now thinking of you and connecting the dots with that guy. I might have family, probably do, who've seen this guy and think that that's like what I do. My dad asked if Alex Jones was my hero one time, and I was like, oh, no. In fact, quite the opposite, Dad. I go against him and have many times. Try watching and listening to what the fuck I have to say. Oh, so I bet you my family would see something like this and try and connect dots back to me being crazy like him, me being similar to him, when we're not at all the same. Could you see your family maybe connecting the dots from a crazy guy like that on TV to you and the theories that you have? Think about it. Think about it. Chris says, my family thinks I'm crazy because I don't trust doctors. Yeah, see, I'm the one that like never goes for a checkup, don't have health insurance, and I don't have any major medical problems or anything. And so like the rest of my family, they'll go for like regular examinations so that the doctors can find something and prescribe them something, It's kind of like if you take your car to a crooked garage and the car runs fine, the crooked garage might just find something wrong with it or break something on purpose so that they can tell you need a new whatever. It's a very evil business, the medical industry. So I basically refuse medical attention at all costs unless it's like, I have a bone sticking out of my leg or something and somebody needs to surgically put it back into place or something. Then maybe I'll go. But short of that, yeah, man, even if I was on death's doorstep, I wouldn't want to go to a hospital because I'd be afraid that they'll just be like, oh, sweet, you're the perfect candidate to put you out of your misery. There's people who've shown up and then the doctor's like, oh, you happen to have this serious problem. And then they don't ever leave. And they're like, shit, I showed up because I just had a little bit of back pain. And then the doctor told me I had a heart condition. And then they wouldn't let me leave. And then they killed me. So I just try to avoid the hospital altogether. A memory man says they want 2.7 trillion. Yeah, I heard that like the Alex Jones number went up to like trillions, and then Kanye supposedly lost 2 billion. Dude, they could just be like 100 million kazatillion. They could just make up a word and people will be like, oh, did you hear? Kanye lost nipple dictillion dollars. Nipple dictillion? Yeah, that's like a 1 with 666 zeros behind it. Yeah. I just made that up. Aurora liked it. Victor Minefield liked it. All right. This is made up money. It's made up numbers. $1,500 million, gachillion, gatillion, gaspillion dollars. Oh yeah? So what, is Kanye gonna be like sleeping like on the streets, like on a dirty mattress now, like with the rest of the people on Skid Row? Is it gonna be in Skid Row? If you can show me Kanye sleeping in Skid Row with no more money and no friends, right? And prove that that's where his life ended up, then maybe I'll start to believe that he lost $2 billion. And even then, they could just have him like just pretend. We saw Kanye out on the streets at Skid Row. He's now sleeping on a dirty mattress next to some crackheads. This is what happens to people who are dangerous and who say mean things. So don't let it happen to you. Yeah, Simon, exactly. AJ never had a bill, never had anywhere near that. Here's the thing. I'm a real truther and I'm an honest man. And so I don't make hardly any money. So I get like little donations, but I don't get like Alex Jones type money. And I don't sell like a plethora of like lab made supplements and bullshit. I don't have like a team of people. I don't have this gigantic studio and setup. I don't wear a suit and tie. So if you just look at all of the things that like Alex Jones has, it resembles a very professional level, mainstream level setup. And then you look at a guy like me that's legit, and then you look, it's like I have a light behind me that changes color, and I rent a shitty small office. as fancy as it gets if you're legit. And so never in a million years would they like try and drag me to court and be like, Jake, you owe $900 million for all of those things you said. All those videos you made, 900 million. And me be like, what? No, no way. They would never say, there's this guy who's called Jake the Asshole, and he says A, B, or C. You know why? They don't put people on TV generally who aren't controlled. They generally don't put you on the news or let you talk or say anything unless you're part of the club, controlled in some way. At least some sort of low-level actor. So there's a big difference when you look at a guy like that and how much money they claim he made. And then like there was no process to like prove how much he made. So it's like a real court, you would figure that they would be like, how much did Alex Jones actually like cost these people? No, he didn't cost them anything. So how much did he emotionally damage? And how much money did he make exactly on that statement that he made? So on the statement that he made about that and nothing else, how can anybody figure out, oh, he made exactly this amount of money on that statement, and then disregard all his boner pills and supplements and shit that he sells and all the advertisements and crap, whatever. So somehow they have to figure out a dollar amount based on what he said. And none of that really, there was no real investigation as far as that goes. Instead, we got like, you sir get 100 million. You lady, you get 50 million. You get 128 million. You get 78 million. So it's like instead we just get like this video clip of a judge awarding all these people like tons of like just so many millions of dollars. It equaled almost $1 billion. But there was never any like investigation into like how can you prove that his statement like made him X amount of dollars. So what are you saying? If you make a statement that then somebody whose feelings are hurt, they can steal the money that you made selling cars? So if you sell a bunch of cars and then you say something, they get to take your car money. It's just ridiculous. Like none of it made any sense from any believable angle of an actual court investigation, right? Like imagine like you sell a bunch of baseball cards or something, and then you say something anti-Semitic about someone, they get to drag you to court and have all your baseball card money. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you had a Ferrari that you bought with your own hard-earned money, and then you sold it, and you have money in the bank. Well, that's mine because my feelings are hurt. That one time you said something, you told a joke about black people at your house when you invited me over your house, and I didn't like it. So now I want your house. I'm going to take your wife, and I'm going to take ownership of your kids, and I want all your fucking money because you said something about black people and I didn't like it, and it hurt my feelings. So I'm going to take whatever you have and more. Just no, it's just so stupid. How does anyone actually buy it, man? How come you have to be like one of these fraction of a percent awake people like me? And I use the real term awake. We're like a fraction of a percentage of people who understand this. Like, how come it's so easy and blatant and obvious, but yet the sheep are like, yep, he has to pay $1 trillion because he said that kids didn't die. So you better not say that. Ugh. Comedy routine. Comedy. Connor says LMFAO true. Alan says 100% Jake. PJ CNET with a donation says, sorry I'm late to the party. Excuse me. I'll watch what I miss later. 275 trillion from Alex Jones is more than the US dollar notes in circulation. Yeah. Alex Jones has to pay off the US national debt. Hey, Alex Jones, you know how the US is like in debt to China and stuff? Well, now all that debt's yours, bitch, because you said kids didn't die. And then you went back and said that they probably did and you were wrong. But still, you owe the entire debt of the country. Good luck. You get to work. You better start selling your boner pills, sir. Thanks for the donation, PJ CNET. Folks, what we have here are the globalists. All right? They're dragging me into the court. This whole thing is a dog and pony show. This whole thing is not real. All right? I am an actor in controlled opposition. I might even be Bill Hicks. All right? Now, one thing I know is that they're turning the frogs gay, and I'm fixing to eat my neighbor's ass. All right? My neighbor's ass cheeks are looking mighty juicy. Folks, let me tell you something. I lost so much money that my neighbor's ass cheeks are looking so delicious. I'm fixing to cook my neighbors. Feed them to my babies. Either that, or we're going to have to catch a shitload of gay frogs. All right. Alan with a super sticker. If you go to my watch page to see what it is. One sec. Yeah, I can't see the super sticker on my stream on this side unless I go to the watch page. There it is. It says, keep it up. Oh, thanks, Alan. I appreciate that. I will. I'm going to keep on keeping on like always. Keep it up. Boom, boom, psh, boom. Keep it up. Boom, boom, psh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Look, sorry. Almost got caught in a little bit of a Rocky V montage moment there. Sorry. Where was I? Phil says, AJ doesn't name the tribe, but Ye did. Yeah, isn't it funny? Like, you don't hear Kanye talking about any, like, hardcore truths that we can all identify with, you know, like the moon landing being fake, you know, whatever, these hoax bang bang pow pows. No, instead he just like attaches himself to this anti-Semitic angle, and then AJ's the one who stands in front of the hoax shooting. So they have a different person to be the lightning rod for hatred, the villain in front of any of these subjects, right? It's no different than when they attach a celebrity to a subject that's important to you. Like, they'll be like, this famous basketball player, Kyrie Irving, is a flat earther. It's bullshit, right? So they want to have a celebrity in front of like every single controversial topic, every single topic that can be led by controlled opposition. They're going to put a celebrity there to lead you in a direction. So they even have guys pretending to be truthers that are just like such obvious Hollywood scum lords, scumbags. Like, hi, I'm Russell Brand. I'm here to tell you the truth with my horse face. I'm Russell Brand and I'm a Hollywood actor, so you know you can trust me. You guys, Russell Brand here to tell you the truth. It's like, fuck off, Russell Brand. I don't need you to tell me jack shit. Not interested in anything you have to say because you tie back to Hollywood. If I've seen you on any sort of television show or movie, or you're some sort of mainstream musician or actor on any level, then fuck off. Not listening to you about anything. Chris Lee says, I hate Russell. I think I saw like a funny one where Mag was going after him too. He's like, let me tell you something, people. You need to wake the fuck up. He is a sodomite, people. Is not here to help you. You need to wake the fuck up, people. He totally did this like 20-minute video going after him. It's like, dude, this obvious low-hanging fruit, dude. Like, I don't even need a 20-minute video. I'll just make fun of them in 2 minutes, and my audience will agree, and then we move on. But it was funny. PJ CNET just says, look into Russell Brandt's past. He is dodgy as fuck, controlled op. For sure. And he kind of looks like he could be female as well. One of those. Memory Man says, poor Alex, they broke him. Oh, the guy you know is Alex Jones, may be Bill Hicks, an actor and controlled op all along. Or if it's not Bill Hicks, then it's just an actor and controlled op all along. So, the character in your head, you might think maybe once he was legit and then they turned him into a bad guy. You always have to consider that he was never on your side or never about truth to begin with. He might have started as being more truthful, and then over the years just become like basically just a worthless pile of shit, obvious controlled opposition at this point. But he was used in effectively, played his role, and he's still being used to this day, playing his part. Dobie says you should do a stream on rigged sports. Well, I do the rigged NFL vids a lot, and so when I do talk about the NFL and stuff like in a stream, it's generally if somebody brings it up, and then I just start ranting on it a little bit. But what I want to do is talk about stuff outside of football, because if I do nothing but football content, then my old audience who's been with me for years starts to get mad and be like, dude, this is all you're going to talk about is football. So I have to make sure that like I'm keeping up with these world events, the world stage, breaking it down so that I'm not isolating the people who watch me for a different reason. So right now there's a ton of new people showing up to watch because of the football stuff. And hopefully they're starting to trickle over, catch these live streams, and see what other stuff we talk about here. Because the season will come to an end, and I don't really want to keep covering all the other sports. And when the season ends, I'm just going to go on talking about shit like tonight, world stage shit, breaking it down, fake space missions, fake ass politicians, crooked government, all that stuff. But right now, the rigged NFL is super hot on my channel. So you'll definitely be seeing the weekly top 10. All right. In fact, that just reminded me of a video that I saw. You guys are going to get a kick out of this because I did. So there's this guy who saw my NFL vids and he got so triggered that he made a video about me. But here's the thing is he doesn't really have any subs and he didn't really get any views. And he's so triggered and angry at me that he's like cussing at the screen. So I figured we would just go ahead and I'll just give him some attention. And it's really funny. So this guy right here saw my NFL stuff, and I guess he's such a big fan of the NFL that he's super triggered over what I said. So we'll go ahead and listen to this guy because it's funny. I like to give my haters an opportunity. To say their piece to my audience so that it doesn't look like I'm controlling this narrative or anything. So if you disagree with me and you don't think the NFL is rigged, then maybe you want to listen to this guy.
All right, I had to make a video. All right, if this guy is trolling or is sarcastic, you got me. You got me. But if you're serious, the stupidity of this guy is hilarious. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I don't know if you can get copyright claimed or whatever. But first off, the claims he makes is atrocious. Like, you can watch a game, and yeah, I think there's rigged games, but they're not actors out there. They're both refs control games. Refs control games. Yeah, I know people will deny it and say you're stupid, blah, 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 but I watch it every week. There's 1 or 2 games where the refs just control the entire game. They will keep a team completely down, calling anything, anytime any movement's made. Like, you don't have to make up this bullshit to say games are rigged. The refs do it.
Here we go. What we have here is the continued pussification of the national
Continued pussification. So what? It was real at one point, but because it's getting pussified, now it's fake. This is just bad. This is just stupid new rules. This is here we go. Who the hell? This is a towel for drying himself off. This is not some magic movie string placed there to fucking look at. This guy's gonna claim that this is scripted. It's scripted. Yes, they need to script a stretch out shirt because that's just, that why the fuck are you scripting a stretched out shirt? Again, if this is sarcasm,
down low decides he's going to grab that, which trips the other defender, and then happens to be a stretchy piece of fabric.
yeah, it just happens to be. It's scripted, guys. See that's scripted. That's a scripted shirt. He's not even grabbing his towel. He's grabbing his Under Armour shirt. Of course, it's gonna fucking stretch. Again, if this is sarcasm or trolling, dude, you got me. You got me. You got me. Yeah, it's fucking scripted. Scripted shirt. Okay, he's gonna fucking say, all right. He's saying this is a scripted interception because no other Saint was around. Okay, well, this moron has clearly never played football. I only played 1 year, and it was as a lineman. And even I know plays are fucking routed. The plays are scripted, you could say. They're routed, and he threw there because he thought a route was going to be there. He didn't just throw it into no one because it's scripted. God. I can't. No real sports YouTubers covering this because it's just so blatantly dumb. So blatantly dumb. All right, Mike Evans. Yeah, because these guys are so good that they can. Tom Brady threw that just perfect, and Mike Evans just perfectly dropped it, so it was scripted. Like, yeah, no way somebody could ever drop a ball on accident. No way he lost it for like a millisecond, or it just hit his hands wrong. No way that happens. Okay.
Okay, so that's Nat Rue, and he got 16 views and 1 thumbs up and no comments. Man, that guy right there sure did cost me a shitload of viewers and subs, man. He really proved me wrong. He really got me good. Almost as good as old Shillbag RV. OJ and Toothpaste says, what you think of RV Truth's recent video about you? He made a video with my name and Dell's name from Beyond the Curve because he had his channel taken out by YouTube, so he's trying to get attention. So he wants me and Dell to talk about him. So he made a video about me and Dell. So here's the thing. The video that he took doesn't prove anything that I said wrong, except that he made a flat earth video before I thought that he did. So when I said that the sun rises from the southeast and sets to the southwest during the winter months down south, October, November, December, he basically denied that, and then he put up a CGI graphic of the sun going in a circle, and he claimed it was biblical. In fact, I could even debunk it now if I wanted to, but see, he wants me to make a video about him and talk about him, because he needs people to figure out where his new channel is because he got whacked. That's what happened. He's desperate for attention because his channel got whacked, so he wants Jake to talk about him or Dell to talk about him. Here's the thing. If you look at what he said, he said that the sun goes in a circle because he has a CGI clip of the sun going in a circle over the AE map. And he didn't give you any sort of scientific data or do any experiment or show any proof that what I said was wrong. He just showed a clip of the sun going in a circle, a CGI clip. And then he said that it's 100% biblical. The problem with saying it's 100% biblical is there are Christians who believe in a Bible and don't think that the earth is flat and don't think it has a dome, and they think the earth is a ball. So there's Christians out there, they call themselves Christians, and they believe in a ball earth cosmology. And so you can't say that the sun going in a circle over the AE map is 100% biblical, because that's subjective, it's an opinion. So he made a video claiming the sun going in a circle over the AE map is 100% biblical, which it isn't. So he didn't do anything to like disprove my claims about the sun. I'll give him the fact that he made a flat earth video or two back in 2015, some general run-of-the-mill shit that we've seen a million times. But when it comes to the sun's path, he is an absolute moron and a liar. Okay, so I'm going to move along. Yeah, Flatten Fix's RV said heat in the tropical equator proves the circling over the AE map. Yeah, he showed different maps. So he would show the AE map, but then he would also show like a regular world map of like a globe, like unfolded, like you would see in school, like when you were in grade school. So he showed that map, and then he said that because it's warm around the equator, that means that the sun just has to be going over there. Well, hey, the official data on time and date and suncalc.org will show you that down south the sun's coming up from the southeast and setting to the southwest currently, and tomorrow and the next day all the way through December. It's the most southernly rising and setting in December down south. The further south you go, the more of the angle south it is that the sun will rise and set all the way through December. And this is basically what the data proves. And if you go try and go to those places, point a compass and just get a general direction of where they're coming up, you'll see that that data is local and it is generally correct. So until RV wants to prove that all the compass readings and the data are completely wrong with any sort of experiment of his own or any sort of proof of his own, he's just a nameless, faceless, coward shill bitch running his mouth. Fact shit. He wants his attention. If you guys really want to go follow, a shill bag. That's what he wants. He wants me to talk about him, and he wants Dill to talk about him. That's why he talks about me. So if that's enough for you guys to start hating me and go love him, I think that was his plan, that you guys were all just gonna like ditch me and go start loving him because he said that the sun goes in a circle and then showed a CGI clip. I guess he thought you guys were all gonna ditch me and go kiss his ass. He's like, Jake and Dill are done. I'm like, dude, I'm gaining subs every day because I'm making NFL rigged content. And so why don't you check my sub count tomorrow and tell me how many people stopped following me because of that little video you made? And so he deleted my comments, blocked me. That's what he does. Anyone who says anything that he doesn't like, even in the slightest, he'll just block you and get rid of you. I block trolls too, but not because they're hitting me with the truth and I don't like it. It's because they show up and act like absolute dickhead trolls. So I block people who show up and just insult me. But there's nobody who can come along and prove me wrong with their statements. Whereas you can go over to RV's page and just ask him a question like, hey, where's your proof that the sun isn't rising out of the south and setting to the south in Tasmania? And he'll just block you. Another thing he did is he called me a failed musician. So here's one way that people who are making a video about me, don't like me, disagree with me, whatever, they'll call me a failed musician. Who runs the entertainment industry at the tippity top? How many people get to be big pop stars, rock and roll stars? How many? And see, the funny thing is RV calls me a failed musician, yet the industry that he's covered as being evil and satanic is the music industry. He'll show you a guy from who's a pop star, for instance, from the music industry, and he'll say that they're controlled, they're evil, they're satanic, they're flashing the 666 hand sign, yada yada. But then he'll call me a failed musician. So here's the thing: I've been paid to play my bass guitar in the past. I've been paid to sing many times, and if I want to, I can go get paid again. I can join a cover band and play bass. I can join a cover band and play or just sing. I can go to an old folks home and sing there, right? If I really want to, I can go get paid to perform. That means I'm a professional level singer and a professional level bass player, a professional level entertainer. That means I'm not a failure by any sense of the word. I know guys who have gigs every night but they play at smaller bars and clubs and restaurants, and they get paid every night to play a gig, but you don't know who they are. So my former guitar player from my band, Z Strain, that I was in many years ago, the guitar player in that band, Drew, also plays saxophone and trumpet and any wind instrument insanely well. And he can go to a jazz gig one day and then go play at a restaurant, acoustic guitar another night, and then go do a full band with a cover band and play electric guitar the next night. And then he can jump in with a jazz band and play saxophone. So a guy like that is a professional musician who's multi-talented, gets paid. But you guys don't know who I mean, nobody knows who he is as far as being famous. And there's a million guitar players like that and musicians who are famous, who make a living performing music, but you don't know who they are. If you go to a city like Austin, there's 1,000 venues and there's a 1,000 different awesome dudes who are playing and getting paid. And you don't know a fucking one of them unless you live in the area and go to the local show. Right? Are you going to say all those people are failed musicians? So anyone who ever tries to like get under my skin by calling me a failed musician, it's like, what about all the money that I made from all those people who paid me to sing? Oh, yeah, well, you never made it to be super famous like Britney Spears or Kanye. They're fucking controlled in the evil satanic record business, right? The entertainment business, which is controlled the same way the sports are rigged, the entertainment business is rigged and controlled the same way. Being a Hollywood actor and being a mega movie star, it's all rigged and controlled. Only the ones in the club get to be that famous, right? Only the ones who sell their soul and are willing to be used as puppets for the elites to push evil agendas. Those are the ones who get to be the richest and the most famous. So anyone who's like, you are a failed musician, it's like, really? I could pick up that bass right now and play something I think is pretty good and most people will enjoy here. I could go join a cover band and get paid. I can go sing and get paid. So I'm pretty sure that doesn't make me a failure. In fact, that's the fucking opposite of a failure. That makes me a success story, an American success story. Furthermore, RV, are you listening, RV? I know you are. I have music videos where people comment how much they like it and hit the thumbs up. Do you know, sir, that I have music videos with tens of thousands of views and people hitting the thumbs up and telling me how much they like it? Do you know, sir, that I have never released a shitty song that people didn't like? I never released one song and had people be like, Jake, bro, the recording sucks. I don't like this one. It's terrible. Every song I've ever put out has basically 95% approval rating. And every song I put out that sounds just a little different. I don't even stick to one genre of music. The songs I put out are slightly different sounding from, each one, a little different from the last. And yet my audience loves it and digs it. And before I even did this, you can find footage of me playing at open mics and people clapping and dancing and singing to what I am performing. So I would call that a success. Now there's someone calling me a narcissist in the chat. No, see, here's the thing is if RV is going to use his platform to attack me and call me a failed musician, which is something the other flat earth shills like to call me, I'm going to go ahead and defend myself. And if defending myself means I'm going to pat myself on the back with my musical accomplishments and rub it in their fucking face, you're just going to have to deal with that. All right, that's cool. Yeah, man. You guys, if you want to go ahead and if I can say anything bad about me, I can, with a flick of a button, just toss you. I won't miss you. But you know. Old man ignorant says making a point ain't narcissistic. Yeah, I know. See, I'm the one being attacked. My musical ability gets attacked. And so a guy sends a donation and asks me about what I thought. And I was letting you know what I thought, you know? And then there's always somebody that's like, hey, you're talking about your music being good? I don't like that. Wow. Then piss off, dude. If you don't like me saying that RV's a piece of shit and he's calling me a failed musician, and you don't like me explaining why I'm not, I know he's going to watch. I know RV's going to watch and he's going to see this. And so I want his shill ass to know who and what he's up against. Yeah, he called me a guitar hero. It's funny because I don't play video games. I never played Guitar Hero, never owned that game, never owned a video game controller. And there's many, many, many examples of me playing bass. Shit. Watch this. Can you do this with RV? Can you type in anything about RV and see pictures and videos of him doing something before he became RV? See, with me, you can do that. In fact, let's take a walk down memory lane just to show RV exactly who he's talking about, because I don't think he knows. I don't think he understands where Jacob Gibson comes from and who I am. Well, let's take a quick walk down memory lane. Maybe I'll watch one of these videos, but anybody who wants to find out where I came from, what I'm about and have been about, you can type in this word, 3 words, solo bass Jake. That was my character name in my hometown when I used to be in bands and play at open mics and do gigs all over town. I was known as solo bass Jake, the funkiest white boy in the 209. So you can see, look, here's one 11 years ago, 12 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 11 years ago. See this? There's plenty of vids out there of me before you ever knew who I was doing something outside of flat earth or YouTube stuff. I was playing my bass, performing live, and I have proof of it. So here's one of the things, if anyone ever doubts my legitimacy, my validity, anyone ever questioning whether I am a real dude or a shill, you can literally go back and look at who I am and my personality before I ever talked about any conspiracies, before I was even awake to any of them. You can go back and watch Solo Bass Jake. Right? In fact, maybe we'll watch one.
I was born to death, straight, baby, I've been on the line. Now I've been locked up all of my life, but I can't deny. So I go to school, get my education, have myself some fun. Got to find yourself. Gotta find someone to make it in it. West was fucking. West was fucking. West was fucking. What's the best over is on the ground, all that straight most of my day. Chilling out, next to relaxing out too. Some people access. Every guy say was up to no good. Stop a nigga trouble in the neighborhood. One in the fight. I'm scared. I was waiting up the valley. People more traffic when they came here. There's a bunch of brush and a nice on a beer. Anything I can see their scabs with. I never get a humps to belly. To the house, 708. Down to the top of your home, smell here. Look at the gift, don't find it there. To the back, at the middle of that. West was spoken! West was spoken! West was He walks rolling down the street, brim hell way down low, and there ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine gun ready to go! Ready, hey, are you up on this? I got you sitting on the SLC tie. Out of the doorway, the bullets are red, bitch. From the cell of the break, let's bring it now. I'm back to this. And another one back to this. No one's gone, no one's gone, no one's back to this. Let's go! Anyone go to Primus last Sunday? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, me too.
So everyone there in attendance seemed to enjoy what I was doing. RV didn't seem like I failed in that moment. And it looks like that video right there got 35,000 views and even got picked up by a media company who bought the rights to that video. And I'm pretty sure there's people here who were commenting how much they enjoyed it. So, RV, I guess that means you're wrong about me being a failed musician, right? You kind of got that one wrong. Just a little bit. That's not like the one video of me performing. There's a shitload of them, dude. Like if you just go to that open mic page, I used to go to the open mic every Sunday and do that every Sunday for like 4 years. So there's performances of me before I was ever Flat Earth Asshole or Jake the Asshole, jamming and doing that over and over and over again. So if anyone's interested in watching my old funk jams before I ever started doing this, you just type in solo bass Jake. You will find it. I recommend you check some of it out, RV, before you open your mouth and look so stupid. Uh-oh. Am I still alive? Uh-oh. Hello? Am I back? Am I back? Sorry, guys. You know what happened? A company bought the rights to that video, and I think that like the copyright protection happened or something. I thought that my stream got taken down for what I said earlier, and I was about to shut it down. But here's what happened: is a company fucking bought that video, and so basically a video of me playing bass gets struck down, or basically takes out my stream. Here's the thing: I didn't tape that, so someone else sold that. I didn't get none of that. I'm gonna have to contact this company here and tell them that that's mine. Yeah, see, the guy who ran this this page, he was just the guy who would film people at the open mic, and then I guess when he posted that, some media company bought it. Shit, I didn't even think about him like taking it down while I was playing it. Whoops. Yeah, I think they're just going to claim it. So they'll get like advertiser, but there wasn't going to be any advertiser revenue. So what's going to happen is I'll get a message saying that this video part has been claimed, or it'll just get taken out completely. But there's no way that this was going to be an advertiser friendly video anyway. So whatever. Anyway, so that just goes to show you can play a video of yourself and get taken out. Isn't that wonderful? Kenny Homer says, how can you get copyrighted from your own music if you're a failed musician? Well, see, what happened was that dance battle, the people who bought it thought that that was going to go viral and people were going to comment because of the funny dance battle. And it didn't really go viral. It only got like 35,000 views or whatever. So I think when the company bought it, they thought that that funny dance battle was going to maybe go viral, and it just didn't. There's plenty of other ones that aren't copyright protected. And you can still go back and watch that one on your own if you want. But there's plenty of other videos that you can find. So yeah, solo type in solo bass Jake if you ever want to search that. Here it is. Bass with a BASS. Chris says, I'll blame RV for this. No, it's because that clip right there is owned by a media company, and I totally fucking wasn't thinking about it until after I played the clip. How much of that clip did you guys see? Yeah, I'm surprised that an algorithm caught that, you know, me playing bass, because that company bought that so many years ago. So it's really weird, but the tech's very high tech. Connor says crazy tech. Indeed. Oh shit, I must have missed a super chat. Can you answer my super chat about Stockton Killer? My bad, going back. I might have to go back a ways if I missed it and have been talking and shit. My bad. Let me start going back, see if I can find it. And I haven't looked into Stockton Killer, so I'm not completely sure. I'll take a look at the question, and then maybe I'll like just quickly look it up, and then maybe we can figure it out on the spot. How's that? I'm going back right now. You must have sent the super chat a while ago, and I totally missed it. Oh man, I'm going back so far. You might just have to tell me. Oh, there it is. Found it. Rose says, have you heard about the Stockton Killer? I know some say serial killers aren't real. What's your opinion? Generally, like when it's like, you know, like the Night Stalker or whatever, and they have like some sort of name or something, then generally it can be it fake. And they have characters that they've made up in the past, you know, like Charlie Manson and stuff, that are more like basically like fake Hollywood style villains rather than they are for real. But in the case of Stockton, I haven't really looked into it, so I would have to like check into this before I know for sure. But Stockton is a hellhole, a shithole, and it is very dangerous. And there are a lot of killings. So if it was like a gang member, perhaps, who's like shooting up other gang members, like that could be considered a serial killer. But I haven't looked into this exact one you're talking about, so I don't know all the specifics. So I can't really say for sure whether this one you're talking about is like a psyop or whether it might actually be a real dude. Because Stockton is one of the most terrible places like in the entire nation, and they do have a lot of violent crimes. So I would have to check into that one a little more before I knew for sure one way or the other. Unless any of you guys have looked into that one. And we lost a good chunk of people when that video got. I thought that the the video got taken down for me saying the stuff that I said earlier, you know, because we covered a Bang Bang Pow Pow, and then we covered the Kanye stuff. So I thought one of my opinions might have triggered a takedown of the stream, but it was just that damn song. It's just me playing that damn song. I chose the wrong clip of me playing bass. Took down my own stream for a few minutes. Lost a chunk of people. Whoops. You live and learn. Rose is a black stabbing killer. If it's a serial stabber, then it makes me question the legitimacy. But Stockton is a really, really bad place. Like, as far as like hoods go, Stockton's right up there with any of them. And it is nasty. I've been there several times, worked in Stockton as well. And like any town, there are areas that aren't so bad, but then there's areas that are absolutely as bad or worse than any place in the country. So I'm not saying that it's impossible that someone in Stockton's going around stabbing folks. So this might be a case where maybe it's true, because the news does report some real stuff. Like if one of you guys was to go out and stab 10 people, they're going to report that you did that on the news. But other than that, most of what they report tends to be like 95% bullshit. So this may be the case where they reported on a dude who actually stabbed some people. But like I said, I haven't looked into it deep enough. So if I looked into it and found some news clips of his family smiling or something like that, or people like say that they knew him and then they're smiling or whatever, then we'd know it's maybe fake. Red Scout says, "Where is your base?" I got 3 different bases. I got an Ibanez Roadstar from 1984, 85. And then I have an Ibanez, Yamaha BX1. This is the one I just picked up from a yard sale not long ago. And this one is also like early 80s. This is like almost 40 years old. And this is my brand new bass that I just bought like 3-4 months back. This is my Schecter. This one's brand new, out of the box. No one's ever touched it but me. No dings, no scratches, completely flawless. I haven't dropped it. I haven't banged it into anything. So, yeah. This one's really easy to play too. So, compared to the other ones that are a little harder to play, this one's like super easy in my hands. Steve Tomato says the Yamaha is wild. Yeah, I picked that up at a off Craigslist. I said yard sale, but I meant Craigslist. So I found that one on Craigslist, went and took a look at it, and it was like, all right, I have to have it. Yeah, check it out. You clamp the string like right there. You put it through and clamp it, and then you turn these with a screwdriver to tighten them, and then you put the ball of the string down at this end, and then you can use these as your tuners. See, so that's pretty wild, huh? Now, based on the video, I really wish I would have kept, but a friend pawned it to me, and then he came and bought it back for me for even more money. But I wish I would have kept it, because that bass from the video that I showed you is worth a lot of money, and I wish I would have kept it. But my friend pawned it to me, and he told me he was going to buy it back from me. I got a donation coming in from National Football Entertainment, or it says Ted Guerin, $5. National Football Entertainment to announce General Electric as new sponsor to include GE logo on goalposts and crossbar. GE credits Jake. I didn't hear that, but dude, everything's for sale. You know what I mean? Everything, like the name of the stadium is for sale. So the stadiums used to be called like Joe Robbie Stadium, but now it can be like Nabisco Field, you know, like Gillette Deodorant Stadium. You know what I mean? Chic, the best a man can get arena, right? So now it's like products just purchase the name. So of course I could see them purchasing, you know, rights to have their logo on field goal posts and shit like that. Makes sense. Connor says your right thumb must be like sandpaper the way you smack that base. No, not so much. You just like your skin kind of gets used to it. I don't know. Like I used to get on my fingertips when I first started, I'd get blisters and bubbles. And then they go away, and then it's like your skin just gets tough and used to it. And then like my thumb, because it's usually just bouncing off of a string. If I'm slapping, I just bounce off of it. And then the double thumb, I'm just going like down through it and bringing it back up. And so it's like, it doesn't really eat up my fingers or anything anymore. It's like once your hands get used to it, then it's not so bad. Same thing with like when you first start playing guitar, your fingers will hurt when you press down on the notes. It'll like, or do a complicated chord. You'll be like, oh, it hurts my hands. And that causes a lot of people to quit. Whereas if you just stick with it, the pain from pressing down like goes away. It's just like something that beginners deal with a lot. Now, if you have like, you know, an ailment, you know, a wrist problem or, you know, arthritis or whatever, that's something different. But a lot of beginners get turned off when they start playing because they won't feel comfortable and it'll be even slightly painful. But that goes away and the blisters go away. And then you're just playing. Then it just feels nice. Chris Doe says, you ever use Discord or Tiny Chat? I've been meaning to do a Discord and have all you guys jump on there so that we can keep conversations going. They censor the YouTube comments a lot. And so if you try to have a conversation in the YouTube comments, people like their comments don't show up and I can't see them. And so you'll say something to me and then I'll not see it. And then that's like the end of the conversation a lot of times in the comment section because they don't show me your comments if you're replying to me. So you can say something and I'll reply and then it'll tell me 5 more replies have come in, but they won't show me them. It'll just be the one that I left. And so if I had like a Discord or some other thing where we can continue the conversation about stuff or have, you know, a place where we can discuss stuff, that would be a good idea. It's just like everything else, man. There's plenty of platforms I haven't got on yet. You know, I haven't got on Twitter. I haven't got on Rumble. I haven't got on, you know, several of these new sites. So it's always just more shit I got to do, more shit I got to learn, more shit I got to keep up with. There's only so many hours in the day and I'm just one dude. So since I'm just one dude, I just upload to YouTube and then I upload to BitChute a little bit to Odyssey, and then that's about it. And then I put out some reminders on Facebook that I've just made a video. That's about it. It's about as much time as I can put into it without it becoming a burden. PJC Nets, careful with Discord. They now have so-called misinformation terms. Guided doesn't, or Gilded doesn't, which is newer and virtually identical. See, I haven't even heard of that one. Heard of Discord. I haven't heard of Gilded. All right, y'all. We pretty much covered what I wanted to cover tonight, and we lost a chunk of people when I played that damn song. So We got through basically all that I wanted to cover, and so I want to thank you guys for hanging out here. And let's answer this one last question. D. Morris says, Jake, do you have a weed card? No, it's fully legal where I live, recreational. So no sort of medical card is needed. All right, guys. So I'm going to get off here and let you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday night and go ahead and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will talk to you guys soon. I'll try and fire up another stream soon so that we can have some more fun. All right, y'all. Have a good night and take care. I'll see you next time. Thank you, everyone who donated. Thank you, everyone who commented. Whether I read your comment or not, I'll go back and watch the restream and read all the comments. So I will see what everyone typed eventually. So if I didn't read your stream or your comment, don't you fret, don't you frown. I will definitely be rewatching the stream and reading every single comment. So thank you guys for joining me tonight, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.